Zoom this.
Shit. I just went go live, guys.
We are live.
I don't mess around.
All this time.
We
You
are
just figured that
live.
out, right?
Yeah.
That's because
Well-
I hit the button instead of.
Well, It's all
I was
good.
trying to make it go live to mine. I hit go live. I was like, oh wait, that was the go live button.
That was the go live button. Welcome everyone to the 85th edition of the Home Theater Hub. Man, we're coming close. 15 more to 100, right?
Uh-oh.
Hey, that's a
Yeah.
That's a century's worth there, huh?
Heck yeah, man.
That'd
As you guys can see, we got Chuck back on. What's going on, Chuck?
Hey, what's
Yeah.
going on, Don?
It's been a while, man.
How's it
Good
going,
to
Chris?
see you.
be up, Chuck.
And we got
how you doing, Abe?
Abe with 3D Sound, and Mr. Long. What's going on, gentlemen?
Going. My favorite client. He says that,
Yeah.
And
Any
we're
client that pays the bills is my favorite.
favorite money spender.
then of course we got Paul from Brews and Views. Let's
Here
see
we
what we
go.
got
This
here.
is
Yeah,
a classic.
Sequential ale. Nice.
Yeah, this is used to be its own brewery, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Sam Adams bought them out. This is like if you want to try a sour beer. This is the intro that I would suggest. This is like the Modelo of sours.
Okay.
Not
There we
too
go.
sour. It doesn't have any exorbitant flavors. It's just a sour beer, and it tastes good.
Nice.
So, cheers.
Well, pop the top, sir.
Yeah.
Cheers
Let
to
the
you.
show begin.
What's happening? Yeah, I don't have anything to drink. We've been stuck up here working all day long.
Cheers.
Hey,
Chuck,
a
that's what
drink's a
I'm
drink,
drinking too. I'm drinking
Yeah.
water too.
I've been drinking water all week, man. I bought
Mhm.
some vitamin B, sodium or whatever, electrolyte water stuff that I've been using.
Yeah, and as you guys can see, we're missing our counterpart.
Yeah, where's that? Yeah, where is he at?
He's
Yeah,
running a
thank
little
you.
bit. He's running a little bit behind. He said he may join a little bit later. So, but yeah, so we miss him for the intro, but he should be here. I want to thank everyone for joining us. Master Lessons says I'll charge up in case I need to give you a tour. Man, you know the link. Just send us an email. We'll get you on. Tour is ready to go whenever you're ready, man. So, but so what's up with you, Paul? How was your week, sir?
It was good. I don't have any complaints. Went camping this weekend, so it's been a while since I've gone camping. But again, it rained. We went to go paddle boarding, and it's like, gosh, man, it has been a rainy season. I mean, like a little rain never hurt, but when it's thundering, it's like, nah, you don't get out on the water on a paddle board with a giant metal rod that you're using to go down the lake. It's like,
welcome to South Florida. It rains every day here for at least an hour, and then it's 130 degrees instead of 120 after the rain.
Little rain never hurt nobody, but man, thunder, that's a different story. It's like, no.
I got a story about thunder that we'll get to here in a minute. So, Mr. Chuck, what's going on with you, sir? I said Mr. Ike. Mr. What's going on, Chuck? How have you been, sir?
I've been pretty good. Trying to stay busy. I finally started to tear my whole front screen area down and frame up, trying to figure out how I'm gonna put these speakers in here behind the screen.
Which ones did you go with? Are you gonna show us that later?
Yeah, the RBH 831s. Nothing's in, but
Gotcha.
actually, I do have the speaker, one of the speakers over here, because I was trying to figure out height. How high to put this speaker, because everybody says put it in the center of the screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that made it pretty high. Like the tweeter would be,
They mean center of your left and rights. They don't mean like the center of the screen.
they saying put the tweeter
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
in
really?
the center of the speaker, that's where the people are.
Yeah,
and you want the voices coming from there.
That's true, but I just put it in.
I don't know. We'll talk to the theater designer about that in a second.
I said the way I used to talk about it, it's like when they want to put it high. I said, "Well, is your couch up near the ceiling? Where are your ears? Put it where your ears." So you want to put your speakers as close to ear level as possible.
Mhm.
You want the panning as when it goes across screen to be at ear level.
Yeah.
So the rule of thumb is you can go maybe 5-10% above ear level. If you have 2 rows, like 2 stagger seat, you do the midpoint of both ears. So if you're
Okay.
that's where you want your LCRs. You want them all in the same horizontal plane, as close to ear level as possible.
Okay.
Your main
Yeah.
LCR. Because
That's
you want that panning at ear level.
I was talking to someone and he told me, yeah, it should be at the center, but tip them down so that they're aiming at your ears.
No.
You know?
Yeah, then it's just
I mean,
like
you can do that, but to me, so here's what you're facing, right? If you have the dispersion pattern of a speaker, right? Because you can have a speaker, right, that you take, like a lot of people, if you have a center channel, a worst case scenario, and you're setting it right on the floor, right? And you tilt it up to where the tweeter is going right at ear level. That still can give you a difference in sound. Not because, you're on axis. If you're dead center, it's going to sound the same. But depending on the dispersion pattern, it's still going to reflect off of the floor sooner than your regular heights, or your left and right, because again, depending on the dispersion pattern, especially if it's narrow, it's not going to start reflecting until like it hits your knees. So you gotta you gotta think of it doing like a cone out, and that's what you're trying to emulate. And whenever you're in a room, and it's a psychoacoustic thing, ear levels perfect because you're getting all the same reflections and bounces as close as possible from the floor and the ceiling, so it doesn't sound like it's moving.
Proper on-axis response, because everything's coming straight at you.
Yeah.
And so if the speaker has a good on-axis, which is the important thing of choosing a speaker with good on-axis response, at ear level, you're getting the absolute best ideal setup for a proper displacement.
And if you got enough treatment, you could do anything. You could put it up. You could put it at the top of the screen, and you probably wouldn't be able to tell.
See, the problem with these speakers are their vertical dispersion is narrow.
Right, and that's exactly what Mike was just saying here. Vertical dispersion, and that's what you want, though. You don't want them reflecting off the ceiling. You don't want them reflecting off the floor, right?
And that's why they were telling me tip them down.
Yeah.
You know, put them up.
You could do that, but psychologically, you're not going to be able to tell the difference.
Look, so let's talk about screen placement first, because that matters, right? So how far off the floor is your screen placement, right? So everything that I've seen says around 25 to 30 inches, right? From off the floor. And Abel correct me if I'm incorrect here. And I've seen floor to ceiling screens before.
And they look
but my thoughts is, look, when I recline back and my legs kick up on the recliner, I don't want to see my feet in the screen. Right? So I want my feet to just be just below where the screen is, for me personally. That's my thoughts, right? So Abe's gonna kill me, but I was messing around the other day I had my wife, and I was moving the projection up and down on my on off of my screen. And I was dropping it down lower and lower and lower, because my wife says when she sits on the couch, the screen's a little high for her, right? But in the second row, I mean, it's absolutely perfect. It's dead on. It's dead. I'm looking dead in the center, right? So this will tell you something too, Chuck, because if I'm on my second row and I'm looking dead in the center of the screen, my speakers are at ear level, 47 inches off the ground, because they're towers, and they're at ear level for my main listening position, which is on my couch, on the floor, on the actual floor, not on the riser. And when I'm watching movies, to me, the sound is coming directly from their mouth. It doesn't matter, it's still on the lower third of the screen, but to me, it's still coming directly from. I don't hear like it's coming from below. You know what I mean? The bottom lower of the screen. Right. So, but getting back to that, Abe's gonna get upset with me because he's gonna have to redesign. But I'm probably gonna drop my screen down about 4 inches.
Oh my
There we
god!
go. Yeah.
I'm gonna drop my screen down about 4 to 6 inches.
So
'cause-
another year added to the.
Oh, that's just a two. That's
finishing
just
process.
that's just moving a 2x4 is all that is.
Well, how
Well,
is that gonna
it's
affect
it's
the
just hanging drywall. I mean, that took you a couple years. Oh,
You know, that's what I did because I felt like the speakers were, if I tried to get them in the center, they were so high.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was lower the screen. Like I lowered because I'm framing the wall over.
Right.
It was
If you're doing a single row, I mean, yeah, you can lower the screen, get it at where your eye level is at. I mean, since it's just a single row, you could be at like almost a little bit below 50%. For you wanted to.
Yeah.
I would go. Just
that's
a
what I
little
did.
bit
I
higher.
lowered my screen 10 inches.
Reclining your feet, like Don was saying, you want to get to where it's high enough that if you kick back and relax in first position where you lay back, raise it up a little bit more. So just base it on that.
And that's what I did. I did do the foot thing, and then I also thought about, the what do you call it? When you do the masking, 2x4, it goes up anyway. That masking is like 14 inches.
The aspect ratio, yeah. Yeah, so you want to set your viewing angle based on the aspect ratio of the screen you're going to use the most. So design it for that.
Yeah. So I'm framing it now. You can almost see. I don't know if I can turn this around.
There you go. Look at this craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh yeah, this guy can build anything. If you ever do any Florida stuff, hire this guy to do the.
So that wall in the back was where, actually, that wall in the back I lowered 4 inches because my screen was 4 inches higher than that wall in the back. But now that I'm adding speakers behind the screen, I had to bump another wall out like 5 inches. And so I decided I'm going to lower it even more. I was lowering it 4 inches, but then I lowered it another 6. So I'm about 20 inches off the floor.
But you got 3 inches of border, right?
Right. Yep.
So that puts you at 23 inches. So yeah, I mean,
let me double check that actually. Where is that tape measure?
Okay.
we got live measurements going on, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at that.
Actually, that's like 17 and a half. So I'm going to be at 20 and a half to the screen.
To the actual screen.
To the actual screen. And that is my feet. I checked it out. It looks like my feet will be above that. But then, like I said, that's 16 by 9.
Right.
When I'm watching a movie, it goes up another 14 inches.
Okay. Yeah, just hopefully your feet don't grow between now and then.
Yeah, those days are over.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, look, the in my eyes, I just don't like if I want to be in the movie, right? I just don't want to see my feet in the movie. You know what I mean? I'm going to turn the lights off. I'm not going to have my feet shining in the movie or whatever. So that's just a pet peeve of mine. So I don't know, Paul. Paul, you got a couch, right? So you can kick your feet up to the side on the couch like I can on my lower row, right?
My screen is about 24 inches, but I'm like 15 feet back, so I don't have that problem. Just the angle. Yeah. I didn't even think about it whenever I was mounting my system. I just like the looks of everything being like it just looks way more massive the lower it is to the floor, or the more it fills up the floor.
Yeah.
And
that's the same thing. The way I had it before, the screen, I got 9-foot soffit, and the screen was all the way at the top. It was at 9 foot. The frame brought it down 3 inches, but it was, I was kind of looking up a little bit. So I felt like, you know what? Let me just drop this down. I was going to put my tweeter closer to the center, and then maybe I'll, like you were saying, just drop it a little lower anyway.
Yeah, I've never heard put it dead center. I mean, I'm just
I've seen a lot of theaters like when just going through
if
Facebook
you're
and
in
stuff
a
like that.
massive theater, right? That's a commercial thing, yes, because you have a
Well,
higher.
if you notice, yeah, in a commercial theater event, the screen is
That would
pretty
be a
much
100.
proportionate to the height of the stadium seating.
Yeah,
that day.
yeah, exactly. That would be an accurate thing
Yeah.
to say, but not for a home.
But not for home theater.
Yeah, no. So you may have to go to the drawing board again, Chuck. But I like I said, I thought that Chuck gave me a call today, and that was my opinion that hey, if you're going to do them, maybe just an inch or two above the ears, but not, the best thing to do would be ear level. The thing is that not everybody's ears are at the same height, right? So
Yeah,
when
ear
you're,
level for me, it's like 30.
Well,
Yeah,
Right.
you got it.
It doesn't have to be that precise.
Right.
Yeah,
Television, there is a natural dispersion pattern. There's a coverage range, so you don't have to be so critical. Like in our drawing, we'll measure a person's ear height and determine that this ear height's at 42 inches, 36 inches. So we'll make sure we want our speaker there within a 5-inch range, because there is
Well, yeah, and truthfully, if you like, if your side surrounds, right? Let's talk about your side surrounds. Your side surrounds, you want them to be able to still, if somebody's sitting to the right or the left of you, you don't want them blocking the sound either, right? So maybe just a little bit higher than, somebody right there, so you can still get.
You can put a little, correct. You can put a little higher than ear level in your bed layer.
And that's what I was kind of thinking, because first of all, I got my seat backs are kind of high.
Mm-hmm.
So I know my back channels are going to be higher. I know my side channels are going to be higher. So I was thinking just pick that height and go all the way around the room with that one height.
yeah, you could do that.
Tweeter height.
Right.
So even behind the screen.
If you're saying that your ear level is what, 37 inches?
Maybe closer to 40.
40 in those chairs.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Measure your ears.
Well, I kind of know where they sit on the couch. So actually it's about 38, 39 inches.
Okay. So let's call it 40. So
But you're reclined.
And that's right about here.
are you reclined?
You have your foot.
I'm not reclined.
You're reclined, right?
I'm not reclined now.
Oh, okay. You're sitting upright.
Sit up straight like your mama told you.
So that puts me right at 40.
Yeah, 40 to 42 is usually the average of a theater seat.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
So if I were to go up to
throw a blanket on your feet and save another 7 years. Thanks, Fred.
Oh man, that's a good one.
Go measure.
So I was thinking close to 52 inches all the way around the room.
So that's about, you're talking a whole foot higher than your head. Me personally, I wouldn't go that high. I would maybe go
that high.
I think I would put the tweeter at 6 inches higher than your listening position at the max. Yeah. That would be me personally.
For the front LCR, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. What speakers? What speakers are they?
The
RBH
821s all the way around and 831s behind the screen.
Does that have what kind of?
RBH 821s for the front. And they're on wall, right?
Yeah.
I'm pulling them up now.
So it has a big, like 5-inch ribbon tweeter in the middle.
The ribbon tweeter, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So definitely those the ribbon tweeter. Get them definitely close to ear level, and you have to toe them into your center listening position.
That's what I was thinking. Toe them in. They're 8-inch. They're 8-inch cone.
from what I don't know about those two, but most typical ribbon tweeters are a little bit are directional. They don't have like the wide dispersion on it, so you have to tone them in.
Yeah.
For your left and rights.
Yeah, I was thinking that I was gonna toe those in. And
And you don't have to
the
tone
ones on the wall, I was considering if I put them up that high. Now, if I put that tweeter at 40, what we say, 40, whatever, 46, 48, that means the bottom woofers will be hitting the back of the chair. The tweeters would clear, but the woofers wouldn't. Does that matter?
No, the high frequency is the most important because those are your most directional straight shot out to your ear.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not as critical that you always align line for the tweeter, line from the midpoint of the tweeter is out to your ears is like I said, maybe slightly above. Like I said, 46 is probably fine. And also aesthetic, decisions have to be taken into account as well.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the
Pretty
specs. Take a look.
I guess
at
I
the
could do
specs.
that. The good thing about the ones behind the screen, I can turn them upside down. Like that's the 820 ones. So they're just one woofer top and bottom. So the tweet is dead in the middle. 830 ones, because there's two woofers on the bottom.
Do they
And one
show
on
a
the
polar
top.
pattern or anything? Or probably not.
Huh?
They show like a polar or dispersion pattern? Or?
No, they
No.
don't. They don't. I know vertically it's about 20 to 25%. I mean degrees, but width is supposed to be a lot wider, but I forgot what it was. It's the vertical that's very narrow.
Yeah, that's fine. What we're talking about is just fine for that speaker. Yeah, I wouldn't go any higher than you. Definitely don't want to go to the mid screen. Get them down low. Get them your ear level. Balance them with the height of the screen for your viewing angle, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think as long as you're in the, because look, am I correct in saying this? You should be looking at like the bottom 1/3 of the screen. Is that correct?
1/3, yeah. Yeah. Approximately the bottom 1/3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the good thing is I could turn them upside down and the tweeter will come down.
Yeah. You could do that. So, are there keyholes on the top, on the bottom also?
It has what do you call those? French cleats.
Yeah, it's the same place.
It has French cleats in the back. So all I would have to do is flip the French cleat up, flip it around.
He's saying put the two woofers on the top, Abe, and then put the tweeter and then the one woofer rather than one woofer.
Well, in that camera,
tweeter.
it looked like the ribbon tweeter was in the middle of two drivers, so I don't know if it's offset in the box.
And the 821s, yeah, but on
The
on his front.
821s it is, but the one behind the screen, the 830 ones.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with it. If you flip it all upside down to get the bulk of the cavity up, so you can get the tweeter down lower. There's nothing wrong with that. I've done that countless times with speakers where they're
Let's see
offset.
if you can see.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's the top third. Yeah, that's the top third for that tweeter.
yeah.
Yeah. So if I flip it upside down, then it'll be on the bottom third.
Yeah.
I don't think
So I
that
don't think I see any problem with that. As long, those two drivers are identical, and as long as that tweeter's, and I'm assuming that a ribbon tweeter is pretty much going to disperse whether it's upside down or right side up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which way you put it, because I kind of asked them that.
Sometimes we get certain speakers that have a direction, horn direction, stuff that does make a difference. But
What do you say?
Yeah.
Horizontal has to be at least 60 degrees. I would guess most are.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
the smaller tweeter has a wider dispersion for some reason. They got like the regular round one, so it's pretty even all the way around. But because this one is long, like 5 inches long, for some reason it's wide like the small one, but it's narrow up and down.
That's on purpose. It's
You would think it would be opposite, but they said it's not.
yeah.
yeah, those are 92 dB sensitive. I mean, you're gonna be.
And I think the 830 ones are 93. They're a little more sensitive, but not much.
831s. Let me see here. Specs. Yeah, 93 at 1 meter. Yeah, I recommend it up to 500 watts. Yeah, man, you're gonna be loving those. Listen. That was one of my favorite rooms. That when I went to M-Wave, I thought the mids sounded better than my Martin Logans. It was a little bit more pronounced. But I mean, the ribbon tweeter I thought was just as good as my Martin Logans, but I thought the mids were a little bit better and those speakers. So I mean, if they sound anything like the towers that they had, which from what I heard, it's a nice setup. So you should be very happy with those.
They made me a custom Atmos speaker.
Oh wait! Oh really?
Yeah, I don't have
the light. It's tough to see it with the light. Send me the picture and I'll put it. Send me the picture on my phone and I'll just send it to and I'll copy it to the drive.
So you have your own model, the Anderson.
It's the Chuck or the Anderson.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anderson.
Yeah, they don't even have it in their Let me see how I do this.
Just send me the picture. So we jumped right into it, guys. Just want to say hello to everybody in the chat. Master Lessons, thank you for joining. MFK Home Theater, thank you. Ike is in the chat somewhere driving or doing something. He's in the chat. Van Gool says he took our advice, I guess. His Stark SW15 is arriving tomorrow I think he was looking for a $500 sub. So fantastic. I think you're going to enjoy that for sure. So, Mike.
There's a decent sub.
Yeah, I sent you the picture.
All right, yeah, I'll go ahead and add it here. Musan, and then we got Mike. Mike's been commenting. Thank you, Mike. Mike, we got to get you on the show, man. You got to come join us. Stop being behind the scenes all the time. Wade, as usual, is a little late, and he wants us to restart over. And then Fred always throwing shade. Always throwing shade, Fred. I appreciate that. Steven, appreciate you from joining. Chris and our boy Rich. What's going on from Jamaica, Rich? How are you, sir? So yeah, appreciate everyone joining. Derek's in the chat also. So we started off talking about our weeks, and then we jumped right into it. So Paul, what you had going on this week?
It does a little bit.
Well, like I said, I already said my weekend. Did the camping stuff.
Did the camping thing. Chuck, you've been tearing the room down this weekend. That's what you've been doing?
Yeah, I just started yesterday.
Don't make me look bad, Chuck. I just started an hour ago.
I got like one more piece of drywall.
Chuck's gonna be done. Ike's gonna build a second theater, and Don's still gonna be on his first.
No, look, I reached out to.
We should just keep it simple. Just go like a nail a week.
Yeah, that's it.
I reached out to Chris from my home theater. I reached out to him the other day because I hadn't talked to him for a while, and he's on his fourth iteration of his home theater, and I'm still on my first. So, so how about you guys? What are you guys up to over there, Mr. Long and Abe? How are you, sir?
Doing good. So next week is a big week. The interior goes in the dedicated theater behind us, which has got some plastic taped over the door, and then this week we finished up the game room, which is right outside, game room / lobby area, and put our piece de resistance here, which is this Barco NT 1.2 video wall. So
wow.
We put the entire wall, which I can show you off it. Let me just
don't tease me.
Let me get my fat butt up here and show you. Let me move the slider.
Let me change it.
Oh. All right, give me a second here to flip this thing. All right, come on. I know I can do. I've got a brand new gimbal thing here, so I'm just trying to figure out how to use it. So it's not a commercial right now. I'm gonna wait for something good to come on here.
Some Thomas English muffins, man. Send me some sponsorship, Thomas.
Yeah. So this is a 142 41-inch wide Barco video wall.
Wow.
Oh wow,
Dang.
that's a video wall, huh?
That's a video wall. How many panels is that?
It is 24 panels. Each panel has 8 LED modules. So there's 192 LED panels that make up this image.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if it picks up well here, but
Is it
it's
already
just-
calibrated, or at least
No.
the white?
What?
Oh, wow.
yeah, it is. It's calibrated. Yeah, it's calibrated from Barco. Yeah, they've calibrated. Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay,
it's just-
yeah. Because I was gonna say, man, because usually on any video wall you can see the difference whenever they show a lot of white or a lot of black, and it's like, man, at least on here you can't see none of that.
Yeah.
It looks like crazy,
Man, that looks
like
gorgeous.
one solid piece.
Congrats.
Oh yeah, you cannot tell.
No, yeah, you can't tell.
You can't tell. It's amazing. I mean, look. I mean, I don't know if it shows up well, but the detail on this. I mean, I'm like 3 feet in front of this right now,
Wow.
and it's just phenomenal. I mean, if I stand back so you get a perspective of what it looks like in relationship. I want to move this loud. All right. Hold on, give me a second here.
Wrong direction.
Wrong direction.
Don't
All right.
don't make Mr. Long have to use his homeowner's insurance.
Like, yeah, my general liability insurance.
That is pretty wild, man. Yeah, that
that
just
is-
disappears. Oh
Yes.
man.
I'm trying to figure out the joystick. There we go. So you can kind of see how big it is in relation to the size of the wall.
Man, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
And if I can I'll kind of turn off the
One big TV.
light. You can kind of see
It
without
looked
the light.
It looked like you're only 20 inches off the ground as well.
The bottom. Yeah, so he's just above the subwoofers there. So how far is
Yeah.
that from the floor?
That's pretty close.
It's pretty close. This one's a little lower because it's kind of a different application because of the ceiling height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see that.
Man, that
It's-
is
it's
gorgeous.
That
an
is
incredible
nice.
picture. Very
So
happy.
you have left and right speaker, correct?
Yeah. So yeah, in the ceiling, excuse me, the ceiling, the wall. Let me turn the lights back on. Excuse me. Come on, lights. There we go. So we've got 3 Origin acoustics. I forgot the model numbers. In the wall, there's a left, and then we've got the center below, and then the right. And I'm not doing that great with this gimbal, but at least it's not shaky.
So there's a left center. Okay, yeah, I can see the outline of the left one a little bit. It's so dark that it just everything just blends in, which is exactly
one
what
of
you
the
want.
cool things we did is the room is covered in acoustical wall covering. So this is a special wall covering, acoustical wall covering we did just to kind of tame the reflection, which is a good, inexpensive way to just knock down a little bit of the reverberation and slap echoes in the room without going too crazy. This is a game room, lobby area. It worked out nice, and it is nice when you do turn the lights off to watch the screen because we got our lights right now in blowtorch mode.
So
But,
yeah,
uh,
this is
you
a
can see the center right
LED.
now.
Yeah, this is an LED panel wall. Like it's
Yeah.
Yeah, LED panel wall.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, some
It's
people.
not a Barco
This is-
projector.
This
Yeah,
is not
this is a
projector.
Barco,
This-
Barco video wall.
Yeah, this is.
And 1.2 is the spacing between pixels. So they got a 0.9, they got a 1.2, they got a 1.5. This is kind of this is a good compromise for residential without breaking the bank. It's still an investment, but it's a good size and a good fit for residential. And it's
So
becoming more and more popular in residential, these LED video walls.
So Abe, how many because I know a little bit about these, not very much, but I do know that it takes a lot of power to run one of these. How many outlets did you have to run
Yeah,
or separate circuits for this 140 inch screen?
so this is 3 dedicated 20 amp circuits to
Okay.
power this wall. And if I make this gimbal work right,
I have 3D printers that take more.
yeah, yeah. So basically, we've got there's 2 circuits per one, like 1/3. So there's a like these two panels are on one circuit, and then the two middle panels are on the other circuit, and then well, actually this way, and the other two panels over there on another circuit. So there's six outlets, 3 dedicated circuits, 2 outlets per circuit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, that
So
looks,
it depends
that looks
on
awesome.
how many panels you have. Depends on how many circuits.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
want to even.
And we're really not even running it at full brightness. We were looking at when and this
40%.
this is on 40%. So this
Oh,
is only
wow.
40% brightness. And we maxed it out and these TVs are installed by Barco. So their field technicians come out, install this, set it up, and he threw it in like it's optimal, it's like high end mode, and man, it just lit up this room. It was a
Do you know how
and
many
look-
nits it'll get to?
Huh?
Do you know how many nits off the top of your head it'll get
You
to?
said it was 900 at
It was
back.
like 900 or 1,000.
Nice, nice.
900.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's pretty
Um,
great for that large.
large. Yeah, 900 to 140 inch.
Yeah, that's large. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was pretty amazing. Now it looked great, but just you couldn't watch it at that level for long because without fatiguing your eyes.
Right.
So
right.
dropping it down to 40 was just a natural thing to do. But we've been having so just a little bit of the rest of it. So the cool thing is when we were remodeling this room, we discovered some empty space in the wall. We're on the second floor above a garage, and so the angle wall at the top comes down. But we found there's some space, so we decided to use that space, created a niche, and we've got 2 equipment racks on this side, which is for the game room, and then 2 equipment racks on the left, which is still in progress. Those are the 2 racks for the theater that's behind us. So 2 racks on one side, 2 racks on the other, and this rack is our big rack for the theater. We have our Mad VR NVIDIA Extreme processor. We've got a JBL SCP-75, which is the Trinoff top of the line processor from them. And it basically is a Trinoff processor. On the back, you look at it, it says Trinoff, which is real nice. Our SMA 8300 amplifiers, and these are 8x300. And we've got 3 of them. So we've got 24 channels of amplification, which will power the entire room. And then lastly, some power management. Those 2 Mid-Atlantic PDR 920s. Those are 20 amp. So 2 amps will plug into one, 2 amps will plug in, amp and the receiver plug in the other. And then we have a 20 amp battery backup.
Yeah,
And that
the watt
battery
box.
backup is primarily for that Mad VR and the processor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this rack will eventually over here will be for networking, which is what this is under progress. And then over here at this rack here, we've got our Ubiquiti networking and patch panels with our little backlit little keystones. Just looked out really nice. Real nice. And we're still working on that. It's a little work in progress here. But we love
You're right up Paul's alley right here. Look at him paying attention.
We love
Paul's
these.
on mute.
We love these lights on the keystone. So I was like, man,
Yeah.
it just looks cool.
It's the same stuff I got. Yep.
Yeah. So this is a UDM Pro Max, and then we've got the Ubiquiti patch panel. Then we have a 48 port switch, another patch panel. So 12 going in, 24 at the bottom, 24 at the top.
So Rob Johnson asks, did JBL do the calibration for the theater?
Well,
Or
the theater's not
are
built
they
yet,
going to
but
do? Are they
yes,
going to do it?
They will be doing it, yeah. And then for the video wall, we've got a custom rack shelf for the Xbox, custom rack shelf for the Sony PlayStation, which I love this custom rack shelf. It's custom, it's laser cut to the PS5. So
There you go, Paul. That's what you need, man, right there with
Mhm.
those 3D printers.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I love the way that looks in there. And then we're eventually will have a custom rack shelf. So right now there's just a Nintendo Wii, and we're still working on what's going there. And then we do have a matrix switcher, which we salvaged from the other theater, which we're going to use that basically to connect the all the gaming components of that, and then HDMI out to the Tyler. And so we could choose so you want to watch play a video game on that big ass screen, you can, and switch between any one of these.
With it being a video wall, can you do multiple
Yeah.
Please.
So I'll kind of show you, although we don't have all our sources just connected. So here, this is our Tyler. This is an AV Pro Edge ACMD 41. This is a 4x1 Tyler, which is really good. So we could do, and eventually we may upgrade this when they come out with a 6x1, because the TV can have 6 independent tiles on it. And I don't know. I'd have to use my phone to do it. But there's an app that you can use to do the tiling, which actually I can do it from my iPad, which is right. Well, I'll get it in a second.
That's no problem.
Yeah, I was
here it
just
is.
curious because I figured it would, but for anybody interested in that, yeah, it's.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Pretty
be buying one of those myself. Mine's a 160, so I definitely I'll buy 4 Apple TVs, and that way I can put whatever apps I want on there.
Yep,
Yeah.
you can have 4
Yeah.
different
So
games
Mr.
on
Long, he's showed we're gonna do 4 NVIDIA Shields.
Okay.
So we've got 2 right here in the rack, and I'm gonna stack another 2 right on top of it, and so we'll have 4, and those 4 will be fed to the Tyler.
There you go.
Yeah. So there's an app that goes with this, with that Tyler, and I'll kind of show you how to use it if I can figure out how to make this happen. All right, so you go here to the configuration tool. So it gives you, it'll show you like full screen, and these are all the different configuration. I don't know if that shows up. What you can do. You can do a 4x4. So if I go like 2x2 wall, okay, you can kind of see on the screen it's tiled. Now I don't have all my sources up, but you can see now I've got a 4x4 wall.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep, that's cool.
And then the cool thing is, say, okay, this is one NVIDIA Shield, there's another NVIDIA Shield. Over there happens to be the Control 4 GUI there. But I want to move this over to that. So on here, which is kind of cool, I can just take my finger and just move this over here. Move it here. Boom. And then when you're on the screen, look at that. Now it's at the bottom. By sliding it over.
Yeah.
Football is going to be amazing there, man.
Yeah, he is ready for that. Yeah.
Now, does the sound matrix as well, or is
Yes,
that
yeah,
something
so
you can
on
choose?
On the app, the upper right hand corner, there's a little speaker icon. So if whatever the main, when you're doing multi-tile, you choose which one you want to hear the sound of by simply toggling on and off the sound. When you're in the main, let's say if you do PIP here, which is like, this is just a little picture in a picture, and there'll be like a picture at the bottom, which is not there yet. But you can toggle back and forth.
Gotcha.
Just by hitting that, which is pretty cool. And just hit PIP off, and that takes you back to your full screen. Whoops. There you go. There you go.
So did you deal with Chris over there at Barco for this one, or for this wall?
No, David Robledo, who is their lead chief technician. He was the guy.
Okay. Yeah, because when I was at M-Wave, Chris showed me a demo of this wall, and I was amazed with it. It was just a small iteration of it, but man, it looks phenomenal. They did a fantastic job assembling that, putting that together, and just a great picture. So
yeah. I can tell you a lot goes into the thing about these walls is the preparation. It's going to make or break the success of these. A lot of engineering went into, engineering the wall. We have 3/4 inch MDF that's leveled out. Then we have all our electrical infrastructure behind it, and everything's hidden behind it. We have 6 Cat 6A drops, 1 per panel of it. So we had to put all that, but all of the unistruts, and it all connects to, there's 4 unistruts behind there that they build the panel to, and all those unistruts have to be perfectly level, perfectly plumb, so that when they lay the TV on and put all those tiles together, they're tight. So it takes a lot to get that to happen, and but they still have some wiggle room when they do the installation to shim them a little bit Make it
Okay.
look good here now. But yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Man, that thing looks fantastic.
Cool. Thanks. We were excited, man. I've been doing this a while, but man, a few things bring me chills. But the minute this came on, I got goosebumps. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
So have you guys had a chance? How long has it been installed? Have you had a chance to watch a movie or anything yet?
Well, Mr. Long's been here with me. We've been hanging while I've been doing work. We've been watching movies and checking it out, which has been great because it's just been kind of cool to see. Right now, we just got it on like a little YouTube, like nature. video.
So how long has it been turned on?
Oh shit, 10 hours.
10 hours easy.
So-
It's been a long night. It was on all last night doing its burning, doing its.
Now that's another thing.
So what's the heat like?
It technically stays on all day, every day, even when you're not using it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, technically it draws less power when you're not using it, obviously, but they tell you not to turn it off because when you turn it off, then the LEDs cool down, and then when you want to use it again, they have to heat back up. Sometimes that could take 30 minutes, sometimes it could take an hour. So your brightness will take long. So they tell you don't ever put it on standby mode unless you go on vacation.
Mhm.
You're going to be gone for a long period of time.
Yeah, you can leave it in idle, which will just go black screen, or you can just simply turn your source off, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what would
they
you
just-
say? What would you say with the heat? Are you feeling it to be heating up the room, or
I
are
was
you?
just talking to Abe about that, and actually, it does when you stand next to it. You can feel the heat, but it doesn't heat the room up. Like
No.
Okay.
this room stays at 69, and it doesn't budge, and it hasn't heated it up to where the AC's running constantly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basic,
Yeah.
a decent AC would have no problem.
Yes.
Yeah,
100%.
and the other thing kind of helped is we have vents right up in the ceiling there, and there's linear diffusers that are kind of softly blowing air out of there. It's not forced; it's kind of drop air. So it is kind of as the hot air is rising from this unit, combating with the vent, it's keeping it cool. The other really amazing thing that I thought was incredible: this thing has this entire wall across the entire surface has this all these sensors for humidity and temperature, and it will sense that and essentially go into a dehumidification mode if
Wow.
it senses too much moisture. And you'll see it get dim, which is an indication, and then that's alerts me or alerts the client, Mr. Longington. I can dial into the system and say, oh yeah, we're definitely see it's in dehumidification mode because the humidity point has reached X, which we can see, if that's just a freak thing that happened because of the air conditioning or whatever happened. But so far running
In
this,
Florida, that'll happen every day.
but so you do have to keep it in a good air conditioned room. Yeah, you got to watch you got to watch dust because the LED screens are electrostatically charged. But if you kick up a lot of dust in here, it's just going to just suck like a magnet to the screen. So care and maintenance of it is kind of a critical thing. So it's not you can't be. You got to be careful with it. Yeah.
And what's the cleaning like? What do you use if you do get the dust on there?
Natural air.
Natural, yeah. They said natural air. Just get like a little, not the canned air because that'll throw. Yeah, you want just a.
So like a blower type air. A reverse vacuum is how they put it.
Right.
I see.
And they said in worst case you could do like a denaturalized alcohol and
Yeah.
on a very light thing if it's just there's some type of sponge. But other cool thing I'd share is maintenance. One of the things we learned that I thought was cool was when they make these. So we have 192 modules, and each module is about 6 inches by 6 inches. They give you 16 spare. They all have to be made in the same batch. So the whole TV has to be made at one time, or the batch of modules have to be made at one time, so that they're matched to that. So if you damage the tile, a module, they're sucked in there on magnets. You can actually pop it out and put a new module in, but it has to be from the same batch. So essentially, you got 16 mistakes you can make. So if somebody hits one and scratches it, we've got a box of extra modules made from the same batch that you can pop out and put the new one on. But after that, if you do replace it with a module you order, it may not match.
It may not match. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a sore thumb there. And then you pretty much got to replace all the tiles, all the modules
Wow.
to get into Magic. So, but if you're careful with it, be careful around it. Last year,
Now, will this do 3D also?
I don't. Yeah, no, this one won't. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's so immersive when you're sitting here.
Yeah. I don't know if
You don't really need it. Yeah. Because we're 12 feet now for an NT 1.2. This for the Pixel Pitch, they recommend 12 feet back, and we're about 12 feet back, or 11 feet. I'm gonna push these back a little bit more. These are nice elite home theater seating chairs, extremely well built, extremely comfortable. Yeah, we're very happy with these seats
Oh,
here.
sorry, I clicked on.
That's funny. I was like, wow, that was quick.
So Ryan asked, can you over order on tiles? So if you wanted to instead of 16, if you wanted to order 20 or
In
25.
theory, yeah. In theory, you could.
Not sure if you want to pay the price tag.
Yeah, it is pricey. Yeah, to do that, but in theory, I would say that's probably doable.
So since you spoke about price, can you give us a ballpark? Not an exact price, obviously, but are you comfortable with sharing?
Well, the average retail for this particular one was about $75K.
Okay.
That's cool. And that comes with all the extras. And now, is that just for the unit or is that installed?
That included Barco's setup. I got to remember. If not, it's probably another $5K. I know it was about $5K for them to come out here and do the installation, but in that, so I have to double check.
Tariffs
This is
involved.
gigantic.
And yeah, unfortunately, the other thing that was a major thing was tariffs, because when we ordered this, it was right in the height of all the tariff madness, and so there was luckily we were able to catch it between all these craziness. At one point, it was 145%, and they were wanting us to sign a thing that we agreed to pay some like $36,000 for this tariff, and then luckily we caught it where it was down to 10, and we're able to get it for a lot less, or
Wow.
20, whatever it is. I think it was 20, and we ended up having it for 15. I can't remember what it was, but it was expensive.
Yeah.
So we didn't. Yeah, it was kind of a bummer on that one.
And so this particular one is at 1.2. That's what so Steven asks, is this at 1.2?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is 1.2. Yeah, I mean, if you get up here, I don't know if you can see it, but like I'm like a foot away right now. I don't know if you could. Well, let me see.
Yeah, now you can start to see a little bit, but shoot, I mean, that thing was
Yeah, that might be the
camera
camera,
focus. Yeah.
because it's the way it does the light.
Mhm.
That's not going to be you're not going to be able to see that except in a picture.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't. Yeah.
Even when I'm close to it, you have to really look. It does a really good job of hiding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And do you have the Mad VR hooked to this right now or no?
No,
this
right.
is the Lumigen.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Right now we have a Lumigen, and the Lumigen's not even fully set up. It's really just passed it through. Oh, I can't. Sorry, I'm trying to get the gimbal to work.
We see the Lumigen there.
It's there. It just doesn't want to cooperate.
But it's not even fully calibrated. It's basically just turned on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't calibrate you just calibrated screen and stuff like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just basically barcodes calibrated.
And I will tell you this: the native video processing of the Barco is insanely good. Like before we ran it, before we put it through the Lumigen, it's just incredible. I mean, what they do. Now the Lumigen is going to give us a little bit more flexibility. Also, I need it because I need to break out the audio. So all my sources are, the tiler goes to the Lumigen. The Lumigen breaks out video and audio. The video goes down to the Barco video processor, and then the audio goes over to the receiver.
So as far as the is there like a connect box for that?
Yeah.
How does
so,
that?
Yeah. So down here, which if I can get to it, this is the IMP 100.
Okay.
This is the video processor, and over here is the wall manager. That's what you dial into do your setup and service maintenance, things of that nature. It gives you all your data of the health of the wall. But this is the processor that is running. And basically the only thing coming out of the back of that is six Cat 6 cables. That's it, going to the TV. That's it.
So what model Lumigen is that? Is it the 4242?
This is the 4242. I think you're right. And
So that gives you 4 inputs and 2 outputs.
4 inputs, 2 outputs. Absolutely correct. Yep. And then the AC MV41 Tyler, which I'll tell you what, excellent Tyler for about $3K. I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you even if you have just a large TV at your house and you want to do that, great Tyler to do, simple to use app. You saw how easy that was.
Right.
And then put your source in there and you can do whatever you want.
Man, that thing is gorgeous, though. Just absolutely. And how's the sound? So you got the, you know what a lot of people say, the sound. You want the sound directly behind the screen, but what's your opinion as far as do you just, because of the size, do you just absolutely get immersed and you don't even notice that the sound is below?
I'm a behind the screen sound person. I love it behind the screen, but in this room, I think it's room oriented, but in this room, this setup sounds really good.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like we had some good sound videos on earlier, and they did a lot of panning, and I mean, it literally went around your entire head.
Yeah.
And
And
it
we're
was
not
really
doing
hard to tell where it was coming from in the front. So I think it did a really good, and that's without any calibration, right? There's no sound calibration right now. We haven't calibrated anything.
Yeah, I mean, I did my basic kind of just by ear, do my sound levels stuff. Yeah, but I haven't really dialed it in as best I want yet. And with the center channel being too low, but we're low on these seats here. It's fine. Yeah, I haven't had any issues with what we've heard out so far.
Very nice.
But I'm definitely a behind the screen like Steven as well. I prefer it. But in this application, it's totally fine.
So Mike says this is the same as the AWOL. So yeah, it's Barco's version of their video wall. So AWOL has this, just video walls have them.
Yeah.
Samsung has their own. So there's a bunch of
There are
varieties.
competing companies, but it's a lot out there. There's a lot goes into it, and we had this discussion. And when we analyzed and reviewed the technical specs of all of it and just the build quality, Barco for us was just the clear winner. In not only the build quality, the performance, the video processing, and most importantly, the support that you get. Having Barco come out here and really dial this in and then train you how to use it. That's the other thing. And they don't like. They don't like to take shortcuts. It is an investment, but they want it to last a long time. So you kind of get what you pay for, basically.
Yeah. What kind of warranty on them? Like, let's say I know they give you 16 extra panels, but what happens if something else goes wrong with the processor or anything like that? Do you remember that?
I don't remember it offhand. Yeah, I have to look that up. Yeah.
I do know you can add a warranty.
Yeah, there is a warranty. You also can add a service contract so that in the event that ever happens, they just will automatically come down here and take care of it.
If I recall, I want to say some parts are 3 years and some parts are 1 year.
Yeah.
That's typical.
Yeah, and I think if you wanted to pay the extra money, you can add a bigger warranty on it.
Yeah, it's like a yearly service contract, and that will just take care of you. Like whatever it is, it's going to get taken care of.
Right.
Maintenance free, basically, from that standpoint. But
the way they talk about them, I mean, they talk so highly of them and when they're here, they put time. Like it's not like they just come here, set it up, and they're gone. Like this was a 3-day process of them being here, and then an entire day of just sitting here with me and Abe, explaining how to use it, what goes into it. So I think their goal is to not have something not last you more than, it's just to last you 10 years if you take care of it.
Hmm.
So the
Yeah, I
level
mean-
of customer service you get with them is definitely high.
It was great, yeah. And the guys at Barco, especially David Roblito, the guy who came here, did super informative, very just. I learned so much. I mean, he goes into just extreme detail of everything, and it's just nice to see.
Especially when you're spending that level of money with somebody. Like
Yeah.
I was telling Abe, this is my second venture with a company, and I've spent. It's not like I didn't spend a lot with the other company, but I spent a lot and then felt like I didn't get a lot.
Right.
But with this experience, it's been like above and beyond. And then Barco made me feel the same way. It's like above and beyond. So if you're going to spend this kind of money, they should be catering to you at a level that you should be catered to. At
Yeah.
least in my opinion.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, this is the level you want. That level, you know, it should come with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then did they actually put light meters on it and calibrated everything and all that?
You don't have to do that with this. I mean, it's all because it's just a different process. Now,
Okay.
I assume when we have whether we have some ISF, they will come and calibrate it. They'll calibrate the Lumagen. They'll check it for things that they can do any adjustment. You don't have to do any adjustments to the TV at this point. You would do it in the Lumagen if
Okay.
they want to do any additional calibration. But
Panels are probably calibrated off the assembly or wherever.
yeah. So you don't need very much calibration at all. I mean, in my opinion, for everyone we've been looking at all day long, it's just
Probably another reason why you have to, or they give you extra, right? It's
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
we're calibrating all these to match this particular.
Yep.
well, and it's also just the the materials and everything that they want to go through that same process in that batch.
Yeah.
Every batch is going to be just a little different. It's almost like fabric. You might
Yes.
order a black fabric and then 2 months later order another same black fabric, but it's got a slightly shade difference,
It
and you
came off a different roll.
came off a
Right.
different roll. Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Can you show us this acoustic fabric that you got on the wall?
yeah. So it's just it's just it's very thin. It's about maybe 3/16 thick, maybe a little bit thicker, a little bit maybe I don't know, a quarter inch, but it's just I forgot what kind of material it is, like a nylon polyester type thing, and they've got different textures that they sell it in, but it goes up and you adhere it with like a carpet adhesive.
Okay.
But it's made by a company called York Wall Covering, and it's not too terribly expensive. You see, we got our little side surround speaker plugged on into it. So, in addition to being a good a very nice, inexpensive acoustical material, makes the rooms look good, and also helps cut out glare. It helps absorb any stray light coming in off the screen.
No, when you turn the light off, I mean it turned completely
Oh
black.
yeah. I was very excited about that. That was the main reason I wanted to carpet this room, because I knew when we had this big old screen in there, I didn't want the reflected light to just keep on bouncing off stuff. I wanted the focal point to be the screen.
Yeah,
And when you
absolutely.
do that, you don't see nothing. It's just
No, it disappears.
That's awesome. Man, I'm extremely jealous. I'm loving this setup that you got here.
yeah, it's awesome. Well, cool. Yeah. Well, let me flip the lights back on, and I'll flip it back to my ugly mug.
So, what movies were you able to watch? What movie did you watch so far, Mr. Lang?
Unfortunately, it's just a bunch of stuff that's been on live television. We haven't gotten to watch any real because I use a server for all my stuff, and I have my IT guy cleaning it while we took it out.
Okay.
So we got it at his place, cleaning it out, and then we're going to put it back in, and all my movies are housed on it. So
I see.
I know.
we hooked up the Kaleidoscape to it for like a minute or two, but we didn't watch a full movie. We were just trying to see how it looked and everything.
Some demos.
Yeah, it looked pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Your camera
Well, I'm gonna switch over because it looks like I'm running into low battery mode.
Uh-oh.
So I'm gonna probably switch to my iPad and then set up or use my charger. So I'm gonna
Yeah, set it down and
time
plug it
out,
in.
and then I'll be back in just a second.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
So, all right. Well, that's pretty cool. I would absolutely love to have that, and I'm assuming that one big plus of that is if you're a gamer, man, you could do like 4 screen gaming. You could zero latency, and you don't have to worry about LED. It's not OLED, but man, that technology I'm sure has a contrast ratio that exceeds any projector that even Barco themselves has. I mean, it's an LED wall. So, is that going to be your next upgrade, Chuck? You going to get a?
Oh, no, I'm good.
All right, are you
My
sure?
upgrade was getting my speakers behind the screen.
Yeah. No, I hear you. That's pretty cool. So, but
Yeah, I'm gonna be pretty excited once I get it all running again.
So
Right.
what made you decide on the RBH over some of the other stuff that you were looking at?
Well, for me, it's all about the deal, and I got a
Yeah.
crazy deal on these because
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So-
Okay. Because you were probably like, okay, these all sound really good, similar, and it's like, okay, now what is the best deal that I can?
Yeah, and also I wanted something that had a lot of output as far as being able to hit reference and all of that.
Gotcha.
Because the paradigms, as good as they sound, when it comes to movies, they're not like a reference speak. They're not going to hit reference.
At least not the ones that you. I think they have some. It's just they're probably like super expensive relative.
I'm not even sure. Their main focus, believe it or not, to me is music.
Yeah.
They're made for high fidelity.
Gotcha.
But when it comes to home theater, and it's not to say they didn't get loud, but when you see these other ones that tell you, like these hit 125 dB or whatever, the paradigms, they don't do that,
Gotcha.
and
You're just
I
looking
still
at
enjoy them,
dynamic range at full volume.
Yeah, you're looking for that reference volume.
Yeah. And that's just for those peak moments. Obviously, nobody listens that loud.
Yeah.
But you want it to be on hand so that if something, that quick explosion or whatever, you want it to like startle you, like, oh.
You upgraded your subs, so it forced you to upgrade your.
Yeah, that's it.
Room
You
probably
gotta
sounded perfect, and then you're
Yep.
like, oh man, now I got like 140 dB of bass. Now I need 120 dB of.
Yeah. But honestly, the main thing was getting behind the screen and getting the other stuff off the floor. Because I got my my bookshelves right here on the floor,
Yeah,
Mhm.
gotcha.
I just wanted to clear up. I got bookshelves on the top of the cabinet over there, like
Right.
over that thing.
Yep.
I just wanted to clean up some of that stuff,
Yep.
Now I'm
No,
forced to build a wall there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to enjoy it. Like Abe said, I wouldn't go up into the 50s. That's almost standing level. You know what I mean? 50 inches. I wouldn't go. Me
ear
personally,
level, man. I would go
Yeah.
as close to ear level as possible. I mean,
or
Yeah, I
just,
think
just,
so.
just above your couches. That way, you may have somebody that's 6 foot that comes by, right, and sits there. You may have somebody, that's 6'1". You may have somebody that's 5'9". You know what I mean? Or like my wife, she's 5'4", right? So we got different ear heights, but at least if I'm
Yeah.
sitting on the right of her, I got it set up to where it still passes over my head and she can still hear it. You know what I mean? But just barely. So, but yeah, I mean that was my suggestion, to be around ear height for what you're looking at, just above the backs of those.
Just above this couch.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be my back and my sides.
Mm-hmm.
Would you carry that around?
I mean, I think so. Yeah, I think everything should be in line. Yes.
Yeah. Because that's I want to say that's like That's 42 to
42. Yeah, mine's at like 44, 43, 44.
So you would carry everything at that height.
Yep.
Okay. That makes I could do that.
Yeah.
Especially now that I lowered. That's why I lowered that
The
screen.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you know what? Instead of me trying to figure this out and it seemed like it's getting higher and higher,
Mm-hmm.
let me just lower the screen, because the top of the screen was at 9 foot,
Right.
you know, and the
Yeah. See,
bottom was
mine's
at,
not totally that tall. But I have a scope screen. I don't have a 16
so you have
by
a
9
scope screen.
Right.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
16
that's
by
all
9.
Mine was. I
The
mean,
16
mine-
by 9, the whole frame is 82 inches. It's almost 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
You know?
I think mine's 84 because it's 160 inch.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
So
And you have 150 inch diagonal for 16 by 9, right, Chuck?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, yours was a foot taller than mine. Yeah, that'd be pretty tall. You'd feel like you were
Mhm.
kind of looking up. A little
Yeah.
bit.
That's how I felt.
Yeah,
And I
that's
decided,
why
you know
I
what?
put the bottom of my screen right at about 30 inches or
Mm-hmm.
28 or whatever it is. It's just like,
See, that's where mine was. Mine was at 28
really?
plus the 3 inches on the frame.
Oh,
Put it
gotcha.
at 31.
Mhm.
And then if I'm watching a movie and I turn on the masking, now it's at 41.
Yeah.
See, and that's the mistake that I
That is
also made too, Chuck, because my screen has a 3-inch lip on it, right? So for any overspill, right? It's velour, velvet, just in case I do have some overspill. So I did the 3-inch. I should have dropped that down 3 inches and put the screen material hitting 30. So it should have came down to 27 at the minimum,
Right.
and then the screen being at the 30-inch mark, compared to my screen is probably 33 right now. So I'm talking about dropping 6 inches. Is what I put green tape across, and I put my feet up, and I did the same thing. So I was moving the lens up and down, just to the point to where we say, okay, where's our feet going to be in the way? Where am I going to see the top of your head if you're sitting back there? So I sat down on the couch and sat up as high as I could, and then was adjusting it to make sure that the projector wouldn't hit my head and stuff like that in those areas. So yeah. So one thing that I always say is, if you buy your projector first, figure out what the positioning is, shine it onto the wall, and then buy your screen after that, because you can choose what screen you want just by where you're sitting and everything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that way it'll help you figure out, okay, I can go this much wider, I can go this much taller, I can go, it helps you a tremendous amount when you can just buy your projector, shine it on the wall, and then get your screen later on to match what the room can do.
Now with that screen, with that projector, I mean, since I lowered it 10 inches, they can lower the picture 10 inches, right?
Oh, your projector should be able to. Yeah, the lens memory will take it way down.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how far it'll go down. The NZ, not the 9 and the 900 go even further. They have even further lens memory.
While we're
there.
waiting for Abe, if he's coming back, there was a question way early that didn't pertain to the Barco, but someone was asking about some near field subs.
I need to replace the Yamaha sub with the 3000s.
My camera's in the way, so I'm trying to find the actual comment. Oh, you got it here. There we go, so I can read it. Planning to replace the Yamaha SW100 near field subs with an SBS SB3000. What is the ideal size and type for near field placement? Considering I already have dual PB3000s I use as main subs. So the general rule,
29%.
The general rule is,
Bro,
for near field subs, is you want them to be as large as how close you're going to put them. Right? So if you're going to put them right up against the actual the couch or your seats, if they're going to be 15 inches away, they should be like a 15-inch driver. If they're going to be 10 inches away, they should be like a 10-inch driver. They shouldn't be further away than what the actual driver is. If you're using SB3000s, what size drivers are in those? Let me see here.
This is not my phone.
They're probably a 13-inch or 12-inch.
I have
Yeah.
12 inches, and that's very, you know,
Oh yeah, come over there.
substantial enough. It depends on what you're going for.
I know the 4000s is 13.5-inch.
Yeah. I have the SB.
Surrounding all this technology, we're fumbling over.
Okay, no problem. We'll mute you here. Unmute yourself whenever you get done. So I have the SB, so sealed boxes, 1000s, and they're perfectly fine for near fields. So you don't necessarily. It also depends on your room and your couch and stuff like that. But you know, it also, if you're trying to, the only thing you got to be careful with anything
This
is
is true.
if you have way more capable subs, like even like up front, and they're capable of so much more output than your near fields, which they don't have to be as capable. But if you're making your main subs play at, like, let's just say 115 dB, right? And your near fields, even at near field, they're only capable of measuring at 110, and they start distorting. That you're going to get. That's the only thing you kind of keep in mind. You know, you don't have to get as large. Me, I like to have everything all matchy if possible. So, but
Is that a technical term? Matchy?
Yep, exactly.
Matchy,
Matchy. I like it matchy. But man, like I said, I've just have a bunch of sealed SB 1000s, and again, that's more of an aesthetic thing because I'm in an open concept room, so I didn't want gigantic, even though I'm probably going to end up putting giant 18s in there instead. But I had, you know, the SB 1000s are really shallow, and I have like a couch cabinet, like entertainment behind my couch where I set my drinks and stuff. You know, because I have a couch, so I set my drinks and stuff right behind me, you know, at like head level. So, and I didn't want it, you know, sticking out 3 feet, you know. So that's all I have, and they add some fun. You don't really need them, you know, to enjoy a movie, but yeah, it's pretty cool to have that little feel, you know. But there's
So I mean,
right or
look,
wrong.
the way I was always everything that I've read that everybody is doing, they, you know, as long as you place them the same distance or less than what the size of the driver is, you should get a good tactile feel out of it.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, I mean, I'm doing 10-inch near fields in my actually building them into my riser.
Yeah.
So I'm doing 10-inch near field built into my riser for the couch, and then I'm looking at the next level was on last week. I'm looking at the next level. They have 9-inch built into a sealed box, kind of a slim version of of an in-wall sub that I can put right up against the back of my my chairs, my theater chairs. So I'm looking at something like that, maybe doing 2 of those, you know. But like I said, I don't think the size. I probably wouldn't do less than a 10-inch, right? For a 9 or a 10-inch sub for near field, you can, but it just make sure that you get them as close to the couch or seat as the size of the driver to be able to experience the most tactile out of it.
Now, let me ask, if you were trying to do, what are they called? Tactile transducers, like the Crowsense or something. But you have 4 subs, and I got the Marantz AV10, which has 4 sub outlets, 4 sub outputs. How would you hook up that Crowson? Would you put those subs like daisy chain 2 in the front and 2 in the back to free up that space, or
You
or
can.
no?
I had mine daisy chained when I did mine.
Yeah.
And I could
But
probably
I-
just daisy chain one of them.
Yep.
Yeah, you can daisy chain one. I had two separate seatings, so I would daisy chain the front, and then I had a second like an amp that did both, but I daisy chained the back to themselves and then the fronts for themselves.
So just so you know, on the AV10, there's a certain sub output that you have to use
Yeah, it's number
for
4.
yeah for the actual the shakers.
Yeah, so that's
So,
what I
yeah.
was thinking. Maybe just daisy chain the backs,
Hmm.
leave the fronts on their own. Daisy chain the back with number 3, and then hook up the croissants on number
croissants.
4.
All
Yep.
right, last one
Yeah.
for the day. This is going
And that'd be plenty of power.
Florida
things don't take
people. Oh
a
man,
ton.
what the heck? There we go.
Yeah, actually, they have their own amp. that they
Amp
come
that
with.
comes with those. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like you said, it don't take any power. The amp is
No.
probably
The
Just
thing I
enough.
learned with them is it takes somebody that really knows those things to get them dialed in properly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or you'll have the worst experience. You'll either love them or you'll hate them.
that's what I heard too.
Personally,
When
not
they
a big
first
fan
came
of
out,
transducers, but for people who do gaming, they're fun. But for most
To
purists,
me, they got annoying. I got to
They-
a point where like it was an annoyance.
Exactly,
me,
and
It was
it's-
taking me out of the movie.
it's only good
it's
for
unnatural. It's an unnatural
Well,
feeling.
I gotta say that I've been to several rooms in Kansas City that use transducers. They
Mhm.
used a Hover Easy. They used different versions of like
Near fields.
near fields.
Yeah, they use
In conjunction with the Hover Easy, a near field with a 24-inch near field with a Hover Easy, and then also bass shakers all in one. And I
Right.
can tell you that if it's phased correctly and it's the time alignment is good, it's good.
Yeah,
But
I
if
believe
it-
it. I
yeah.
believe it. But it definitely takes somebody that knows what I couldn't get them right.
yeah,
So
it is. It
I
is
was
a
just
lot
like,
of time.
I was like, I'm not doing it. It's just not enough.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
didn't
I
know
heard
anybody
too.
that
It's,
could mess
it's
with
not
it, so.
something that you have turned up. It's
Yeah.
very mild, very
Yeah.
I
I can see
to
that.
me they're for low volume. to me,
Exactly.
For
I was just gonna say
low
that.
Yeah,
volume.
I agree.
It's like
I'll agree to that because in that application is good. Low
Yeah.
volume listing, where you
because
just
then
want a
you're
little
getting
tactile
that like
feel,
yeah.
but
Because
not
otherwise
main
it's like
reliance.
yeah,
It's
it's like
a-
hey,
yeah.
It's an annoyance for
I
sure.
agree
Like
with
if
that.
it's too much, it's just like
Yep.
this is too
when
much.
Yeah.
when they very first came out in car audio, the motor structures and everything sucked so bad, and that was like my first. I was like, dude, this sucks horrible, and I hated them ever since. It was so bad. I was just like, what is this crap? I was like, you like that? Like, no, it was just like it
Yeah.
wasn't even the same frequency. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
Like, no, that's horrible, dude. But I was running a competition, car with like 140 dB, and this was back in the 80s. So that was before now people are hitting like 180 something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, the key thing is calibration with those.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely 100% calibration.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, it's going to feel unnatural if
Yeah.
they're not correct.
I see
Yeah,
a couple
so-
of guys in here say the mini DSP is mandatory.
Yeah, I had a mini DSP when I
Yeah,
had
I mean,
mine.
you,
I
you-
just think honestly, if somebody that just doesn't know how to, it's not to me. It's just not somebody that can calibrate. It's like knowing how those are calibrated
Mhm.
because they're not like a sub. It's a different feeling. So like
Yep.
you have to have like I've experience with it
Yeah.
to get it to dialed in.
There's
Mm.
vibration meters that you can get.
That I mean that would work.
Yeah.
That would help you
Yeah,
for sure.
They have to be done right in the right place. I agree with Paul. I mean, I would say that the only application where I would accept them is like low volume nighttime viewing, things like that,
Yeah.
or gaming where you want to add a little bit more of a artificial. But my experience is, I just because I want more of a pure feel. One of the things we do in our theater design is we decouple our platform. So when I build a platform design, I'll put the entire platform on rubber isolation. Orlex and some other brands bring these little isolation cups that you cup on the bottom of the joist of your platform framing. So the whole entire platform is decoupled from the floor and sits on these rubber isolation blocks. You also keep it spaced about 3/8 inch away from the wall. So the
Mhm.
entire platform is totally decoupled from the wall. The advantage of this, to give you a real natural tactile feel, when the base energy resonates that platform, that resonation has nowhere to go. Can't translate to the walls, can't go to the floor, goes up into the seats. So you get this really good natural tactile bass feel that works beautifully with the move. So that explosion, resonates that platform, resonates those chairs, and you feel it. And so that is my favorite way to do it, and just in the platform design.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah, I do see some
what if you
applications.
got one row and you're on concrete floors?
Yeah, well, you could. Yeah, I bet that's unfortunate. Yeah, you can't do it.
Mhm.
Can't do it that. Yeah.
I mean, you could always build a little platform.
You can build a little platform and give yourself the slight
Mhm.
version of that. Sure.
Or
Yep.
just
Yeah.
make a floating floor.
Or floating floors. Why not?
Get larger subs. No.
There you go.
That too.
Get you some 24s.
Yeah, I mean, they make 50-inch subs, you know.
Well, you got
Come on,
JGRs
man.
anyways. You don't
If
need
you're
to worry
not
about
feeling
that.
it, your just subs aren't big enough. It's like,
There's
oh,
your
your
That-
foundational shake a
Oh,
bit.
Anderson's got JGRs. Chuck.
So Johnny's got a question for me. What's up, guys? Question for Don. How are you controlling your rack, aka surround sound system, since your rack is not in your home theater? So basically, I have Control 4. It's not hooked up yet, but I'm going to be using Control 4 for it. It will be all IP controlled or RS-232 for the Lumigen. So that's what I have now. But currently, what I'm doing is
You know,
I put a
It's old school.
it's a little puck. It's an IR extender. So I put that in the room right now, and I'm just using the regular remotes. The Kaleidoscape has an app that I can control the entire Kaleidoscape right from the app. So it's got a built-in remote right there. So literally, I come in to the theater room, I turn on the projector with the projector remote, switch the remote to the I got them all sitting right on a chair. Turn on the Lumigen, and then I turn on the Kaleidoscape app, and I use that to control everything. Now, I did go for a different experience this week. Apple TV is
I have
Bluetooth remote,
Mhm.
so it goes through everything. My Lindorf, same thing. It's a Bluetooth remote, so it goes everywhere. So it doesn't need like an IR repeater. But I also have a Lindorf app also. So for the Lindorf, it's at the top there. See if it'll focus on that.
There it is. Oh, yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, but what I did actually use for the first time in a very very long time my Panasonic UB9000, and the reason I did that we talked about thunderstorms. We talked about thunderstorms the other day, right? Or we were talking about it earlier. Well, this past week we had a hellacious of a thunderstorm coming through, and currently my projector is not on a surge protector right now. So I need to purchase one of those little watt boxes, and the plugs, or I'm gonna get like a 30-foot plug and run it back through my conduit and plug it into my Panamax that I have. Haven't decided what I'm gonna do yet with that, but anyway, long story short, I wanted to unplug the projector because I mean literally lightning was hitting 3 doors down, 2 doors down, all around. So I went up and I disconnected the projector, and at that time I was like, you know what? I haven't hooked up the 3D emitter to this thing yet. So I'm thinking, how can I watch 3D? Because basically I just have the I just have the actual Kaleidoscape hooked up. I had the Arvolution hooked up, but I didn't have any. I haven't even messed with the Arvolution yet. I've just been playing Kaleidoscape movies and Apple TV. So I decided that I'm going to hook up the emitter, and we're going to watch a 3D movie for the first time in the theater. And I'm telling you what, man, I put on Super Mario, and I have 2 different type of glasses. I have the JVCs. And I also have these expand glasses. Let me see if I can. There we go. Get my face out of here. I have these expand glasses. So the JVCs, that's the JVC. look exactly like the Expand glasses. They are the same exact make. The power button's the same. The charger port is the same. Everything is 100% the same. $199, $50.
Hmm.
Fantastic.
How to expand, they got to be a certain kind, right?
RF. Yes, they got to
RF.
be an RF. Yes. So yeah, and these are the RF. Let's see, RF light.
Hmm.
So
I remember the last time I watched the 3D
I will tell
Me
you,
neither.
I watched
No.
Mario, right? When he is, I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't think I'll spoil the movie now, but
Don't worry.
he's training for
Don't
he's
worry.
training to fight Bowser. The princess is training him to fight Bowser, and he's jumping from block to block that is suspended. I'm telling you, there was at least 30 feet of depth. The block was out in front of me. It was fantastic. My son was freaking out. He was trying to grab the blocks because I got 4 pair of these glasses. It was phenomenal, man. It was so good that I went and I popped in Terminator 2 right after that on 3D. Man, I had a 3D experience for for like the past couple of days, and I've been watching them. I've been watching them on the with the Panasonic UB9000. It's doing frame packing rather than side by side. It's going directly through the Lumigen, and I tell you what, the picture is phenomenal. It looks like it's 4K in 3D.
That's cool.
So yeah, I'm super excited because I do love 3D. I want to get some of these movies like Shark Boy and Lava Girl that are supposed to be like super spacious. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to go for a classic, and I'm going to go for a reference level video audio. Pacific Rim in 3D.
That should be good.
Man, oh man, what a treat! What a treat that was. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mux the audio from the 4K version with the 3D video, because the 4K version is actually Atmos compared to DTS Master Audio. So I'm gonna mux that and rewatch it over. I can't wait for this, man. I'm super excited about.
So the answer was control for IP control.
Yes,
Thank
the long.
That was the answer.
I gave that a long time
40
ago.
minutes later, we're still talking about 3D.
I
Like,
gave that a long time
Who the
ago. That
hell
was a
watches
long time ago.
3D? Oh, we found the one guy.
No,
Holy
yeah,
crap, man. Did you have to wipe the dust off of those things? I'm sure you did. There was probably a lot of drywall done.
Just for you.
Yeah.
We're gonna have
So-
to change
so
this
here-
podcast
so-
to giving shit to Don show.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
Next-
brotherly
Next
love.
show, I'd like
man.
to talk about my Betamax player that I got. In my
Yeah.
Look, guys, I'm telling you, man. Until you, you've experienced it in the theater, right?
So,
But
Oh, we got the
Yeah,
same
it should
shirt.
be done.
the
oh
only
yeah, look at
Yeah,
that.
we feel
Look.
left out here.
the
Look at
only
that, man.
the only good 3D that I've actually seen was at like Disney, right? That's the really good 3D, and I got to experience something like that directly at my house now. So I'm ecstatic
It
about
was
it.
cool. I
So-
remember going to CEDIA one year and they did a show and they did a demo. I forgot what projector manufacturer it was, but they played the Yogi Bear movie in
Mhm.
3D.
Oh wow.
And then the coolest thing was is at one point during his demo, I don't remember who it was, but they paused it. They said just walk around. So there was this explosion where like the picnic basket flies open, all the food flies out, and he paused it,
Mhm.
and it was pretty nice. He paused and you just walk around and it's just all around you.
All
It
in the
just-
space,
It,
yeah.
it paused, and then it was. I was like, wow, this is pretty impressive. Like all the food is like up in the air around you, just not moving.
Mhm.
I want to address a couple comments here that people were making whenever you were mentioning your Wattbox and stuff. So someone was mentioning get a whole house surge suppressor, and that is absolutely one of the best solutions for surges, right?
Yeah, of course.
But unfortunately, the reality is that will protect you from surges. But for power blips and stuff, where the power, and it doesn't take much. As a matter of fact, I unplugged my stuff last night because we had some major storms. What happens is you have these little bitty blips. We're talking milliseconds, like not a surge. It's just like, oh, the power went too low. And then the device thinks, oh, you just plugged it in. So it'll auto power on, right? So my Apple TV turned on and it said, oh, turn everything on. Boop, boop, boop. So my projector turned on and everything. Which, again, that's not necessarily a problem because it's surge protected. But the problem you run into is these high-end devices, especially like something like an LED wall or a projector, high-powered projector. If you power something on and it heats up and then you just turn it off and you don't properly cool that unit or that bulb, that's how those things blow up immediately. That's why when you have any kind of high-end device, you want to, oh, hey, there's a storm. Let me go ahead and just power stuff off so it's not blipping on and off because it thinks I just plugged it in. Because a lot of devices, no matter how advanced they are, for some reason, the default is, oh, hey, power on when you first plug it in because that's what everybody wants, right? Or if you're, in an industry that even the more industrial you get, it's like, hey, I'm controlling everything from remote power switches. So I'm literally, it's powered off when I'm not using it. And then once the power hits it, it'll turn on, but you don't want that turning on and then turning off instantly. So that's why something like a watt box is protecting.
Yeah, well, we use Wattbox too, and one thing I do recommend, like what we do in our theaters, we'll use Panamax makes the MIW XT.
Yep, that's true. Yep. There it
pretty
goes.
good.
It's like, yeah,
That was a good comment.
That was a pretty
Derek
good
obviously knows. Yeah, I can't see 3D.
He's the winner.
I'm blind in one eye. I'm like, yeah, that sounds great.
That was a good one.
Hey, I can't say it. Somebody else.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I'm like, yeah,
So
And
what did you guys
man.
use, Abe? What did you guys use?
So I like to use Panamax as a MIW XT. This is a remote power outlet system. So it's a two-piece deal that has an inlet and an outlet. So the outlet, and you just take a non-energized piece of Romex that connects the inlet to the outlet. So the outlet's mounted near your projector that you'll plug in. On the other end, near your equipment rack, is the inlet, which is just the reverse of that has a power cord that plugs it in, and then it plugs into the back of your UPS. So that way for your projector is getting power remotely from the UPS.
Right.
And then we use the WB, the Wattbox, like the 2000 IP, oversea IP units. And the new units have basically I forgot the name of the terminology, but essentially they've disconnected the wall power from the equipment power. So they never see each other.
Right.
They're totally two different capacitors. I'm sure there's a technical term for that. I forgot it. But essentially, yeah. So everything sees constant voltage, stable voltage, clean voltage. Anything that's happening at the wall to the unit you're protected from it. It's a gatekeeper from that, and that's what's been working. That's what we use and works good. And then when you do lose electricity with the Wattbox, you can sense it and you can tell it to go ahead and power down the system, and it can stay down long enough to cool the projector down to resting mode.
I have the watt box. I have that.
Now, do you have UPS? You use UPS on some stuff? Because that's what I use for my data, my NAS and stuff like that. I have, I use battery backup. So even whenever the power fluctuates, all you hear is the UPS go click, click. And the devices behind it have no idea. And I do plan on doing that for that exact reason. If you don't have a watt box or something like that, you need to buy like a UPS so your devices don't see the power outage. And like in my case, my NAS is it's a PC, so it can do tons of stuff. And I have my UPS plugged into that. And if the power's off for X amount of minutes, it says, okay, power off, and you can do that. Integrate it into something like
I
a
like
lot
that
box.
question.
You can say, hey, run this
Yeah,
script
that's
to
it.
turn everything off and stuff like that.
So Bobby asked, Abe, why did you go with the JBL over the Trinoff, which is a Trinoff anyway, or Storm?
Right. The SDP-75 is made in conjunction with Trinoff. It, for the most part, is a Trinoff processor. The engineers at JBL work with Trinoff, and essentially, this is a custom tailored Trinoff processor made for JBL, which has all of their EQ curves built into it from their speaker design. So when the calibrators for JBL come to set it up, not only do we have the best of Trinoff, but we also have those very specific EQ curves tailored to the speakers that JBL manufactures. So it's tailored to the SEL1s and SEL2s and everything they sell. So for a system that's all pure JBL, it's the best of both worlds. You get a custom tailored, well thought out, matched system.
So are those presets? Because I mean, technically, you should be able to, with parametric EQ, you should be able to adjust it. However, right, if you knew what those settings were from JBL, right? So you should be able to adjust it to those.
It just has all of their data. So what's nice when they come to set it up, they say what model speaker it is. All that information has already been kind of compiled.
And
It's already cooked into it.
really, really common in pro audio. If
Yeah.
you buy like an amp or an EQ, it will literally have a list of hundreds of speakers that you select,
Yeah.
and then you can EQ based on the house after that.
Yeah.
And it gets you 90% there from a button click, boop, and then they'll EQ it based
they'll
on.
still do they'll still do their pre-calibration, and then they'll do their post-calibration, do all that to show you that they'll still have to tweak it. The other cool thing that I do know is in some of the JBL processors, because we experienced this, they even have information related to like the attenuation of different fabrics already built into the system.
wow.
I remember one time, and even the older process, I said, hey, I'm using a Guilford Urbane Carrera linseed glaze, and they said, yeah, we have that profile of the attenuation characteristics of that fabric because it was in front of the speaker. So that's kind of the benefits of that type of processor. Is there's a lot of data there that when the JBL person comes to the calibration, they can know, wait, what you using for the fabric for the speaker, and they can accommodate that. In addition to that, they've got all the data related to their exactly how their speaker is going to perform.
Very nice.
So,
I didn't realize they had
essentially a Trinoff processor.
Yeah, I didn't realize it had the those special pre-calibrated additions.
Yeah, I was impressed with that too. I didn't know that they said, no, we got that taken care of. We know the specifications for the attenuation of that particular fabric. And like, it's amazing. Okay, so yeah, I was impressed with that. But it's a great processor, very well built.
Very good. So we didn't touch on movies in the beginning of the show like we normally do. So
Sure.
Paul, I know you did some camping. Were you able to watch any movies this past week?
Yeah, I actually watched a couple movies. I watched Minecraft finally.
Okay.
That's a good movie.
I thought it sucked. It was funny. There were some funny parts in it, but the overall movie. And someone said, "Well, if you were into Minecraft and blah blah blah, you probably would like it more."
Yeah.
Yeah. If I was into Minecraft, because I've like played Minecraft for like 5 minutes once.
Yeah, my kids loved it. But
And beyond that, that I get. But as far as for me, I was like 5.7. I'm like, no, I'd give that a 4. I mean, it 4 all day long. Not even.
Is that a cartoon?
No, there's a Minecraft movie with Jack Black.
It's a real life one.
Jack Black and
there was definitely some cheesy acting.
Oh God, and it was on purpose.
Yeah.
It
was.
You already know the actors can act and stuff.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah, his acting was so cheesy.
Oh, big.
Well,
it was over the top cheesy.
It's barely good in any of his other movies.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah.
So he doesn't have a far fall. He doesn't have a far fall there.
No. But yeah, I was like, nah. Me personally, out of 10, 4 all day long. It's a one watch. You know, it's
We-
like
I
we-
didn't watch it but once.
We
There-
turned it on, but my son decided. I mean, he's been in a Super Mario and a Minecraft kick like crazy lately, and he's actually crossed them too, because there's like Super Mario Minecraft. So it's like
wow.
so
Gosh.
he's been, and I said I bought it for him, and we turned it on for like 10 seconds, and he didn't like some of the like the creepers and stuff that start running around in the beginning of the movie. So he was like, I'm out of here.
He's like,
So-
I'm gone.
Yeah, he's like, no,
Yeah,
they
I'm outta
destroyed
here.
me. I don't want that.
So yeah, he was.
They
he's
destroy
like,
all my
"Shoot."
builds.
He was
I
gone.
hate those guys.
So we
Yeah.
didn't watch it, but I did start it. I watched like 10 minutes of it, and he was gone, and then I had to put on Mario, which there's some portions of Mario that we saw it in the theaters, and he watched it a couple times at home, but after he gets
Mhm.
fixated on certain things and certain parts of the movie he don't like, he wants me to fast forward through certain things. So
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
real.
everything's
yeah.
bigger than life when you're young, you know. It's
Mhm.
like-
Oh yeah.
yeah. So beyond that, I watched Mickey 17.
Oh okay. Yeah, I have that too.
I
I've been
haven't
meaning
seen
to
that one
watch
yet.
that.
I thought that was pretty.
I've
good.
seen that one.
That was pretty good. It was.
I've got a lot of movies on back burner right now.
No, you don't have more than I do.
Yeah, well, we know that. I think you're beating all the competition.
He's got 4 years of
Oh,
back
man.
back movies.
Yeah. He had.
I still got to watch Aquaman. Let's put it that way. That's how
Oh
long
my
I've been
God.
One or two?
saving.
Yeah. 4
One.
years ago. 4 years
Shut
ago, right?
up.
Yeah.
I
You
was
said
wasting my
4.
time
That's
with
like
2. That
6
was
years
horrible.
ago. Aquaman come out.
Yeah,
What?
I still got Aquaman to watch. I've seen the demo clips and stuff like that, but I got to watch that.
One's
I have
worth
I have a
watching,
laundry
two's okay.
list. A laundry list of it. So Master Lesson says don't watch Aquaman.
Yeah, he says don't watch, don't watch Aquaman.
Go
I was
watch
just
that
trying to data back how far back I've got to.
Aquaman wasn't.
So
I
I
enjoyed
disassembled. I
Two I
disassembled
thought
my.
was
Yeah.
okay.
I disassembled my living room theater literally the day after Quiet Place 2 came out on Kaleidoscape. I watched it and I disassembled the theater to give me motivation, but it worked for a little while until I
That
broke my toe.
motivation ended pretty quick. Huh?
So, but yeah, no. So any
He got
other
to that
movies?
drywall and he says pause.
Yeah.
No,
press pause.
that was it. I watched I watched Lego Masters, the series and stuff, but
Okay.
I don't know if anybody even knows about that show, but
Mm.
I'm a nerd, so I watch stuff like that as well. But
I've never even heard of it.
yeah, it's pretty cool. They have competition. It's kind of like cooking show competition, but it's with Lego builds.
Oh,
They
okay.
give them a theme to build, and then they
Listen
have
to the peanut gallery back here. Go watch your Sound of Music from 1949.
Oh, he hasn't seen Demolition Man. Oh my god!
He doesn't
haven't
know
s-
what I've seen.
You haven't
He's,
seen
he's
Dem-
back
you
there
can
watching
tell
Gone
me
with
you
the
haven't
Wind
seen
still.
Demolition.
Yeah, that was a good. movie.
yeah. Ike, I don't think seen Demolition Man either. He's like, yeah.
He's watching Gone
was
with
actually
the
a
He's
good
Wind.
watching
movie.
Wizard of
Gone
the
with
Oz,
the
the
Wind.
original edition, right? Like, what year did that come out?
From what I can remember, that was a good movie.
It was a
What-
great movie. That's
What's that? Demolition Man? Oh yeah,
yeah,
great
it
movie.
was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Mhm.
Oh man, so might need to skip that and watch Judge Dredd instead.
A little bit off topic, Paul. I got a question with Ubiquity though. Have you had a trouble? Okay, we put this system Ubiquity in, and now like anything Apple, like my wife has Apple. I have Android, so it works for me. But anything Apple goes in SOS mode.
Now, are you talking about for Wi-Fi?
Yeah, when they're connected to the
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
it like falls off the
Just-
network.
just
It-
goes
Okay,
into
yeah.
OS
So
falls
the
off.
trick to that is when you go into and only do this for your home network.
Okay.
Go into that Wi-Fi, go to information, and there'll be a setting in there in the Wi-Fi that'll say private. So is what it does is it constantly scrolls and creates random MAC addresses.
Okay.
Okay. You want to turn that off to allow it to just use the actual MAC address of the iPhone, and that will solve that problem.
Oh, okay.
That's a
Oh.
security thing, and between Ubiquity and the Apple, Ubiquity's like, hey, fuck
So
you.
you have to
who the
log
fuck are you?
in.
So I just log into
Yeah.
the Ubiquity, and then if it's set to private, turn it off.
You have
No,
to
no,
log
no.
into
On
access
the
point.
Apple device itself, on your
Apple device.
iPhone or Apple device, you go into the network, you go
Okay.
into whatever that Wi-Fi connection is, and by default, Apple, for security reasons, if you're connecting at an airport or wherever, it hides your physical MAC address, and it
Okay.
constantly changes it and updates it every time you connect, disconnect. You want to turn that off for your home network.
Where it says private Wi-Fi address, it says
Yeah.
fixed. It
Yep,
says
you-
fixed.
You want to turn the private off.
I
Off.
turn it off,
Yeah,
So if you
turn
turn
that
it to
private.
off,
and then allow track.
it
So
says
allow tracking.
Allow this device to be.
Well,
it
you
says
don't need to
this
allow
device to be
tracking.
tracked by Wi-Fi networks.
I think it makes you.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
assuming that it's allowing that network.
Yeah,
on
yeah. It
to
allows
track
you
the
to
Mac.
see your device.
So do you say allow tracking then?
You have to.
I
You
don't
have to.
remember the allow tracking.
Okay, So
I
like
don't
right now
remember
it says off. Right now it's on fixed, which is the default stuff. So I can turn it off, but when you
no, yeah. What's the other? You have fixed and what's the other?
Rotating.
And yeah, private Wi-Fi address. You turn that off.
yeah, so when you hit
You hit
off,
off.
it gives you that pop-up that says
I think it just basically telling you that you're allowing that network to read
To
your
see
Mac.
your device. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead and just hit allow. I mean,
Well,
you're at your home network. Don't do
Yeah,
that
I'm
on
at
any
my home.
public
if
network.
I allow tracking there. So so then so I go back.
So then I think it will track you when you jump from access point to access point. I think that's probably what it's
Okay.
going to do. So then,
Well, you
so,
do get it does have some little privacy warning that pops up,
yeah.
I think it's just covering
and it
its
says
own.
the network.
I
is
just got
not-
$5,000 from
Well, it
Abe's
says
bank
this
account.
network
Hold
is
on.
not using a private. This network is not using a private Wi-Fi address.
What network? You're on
Well,
your own network.
The
well-
network is not using a private Wi-Fi.
So this phone is now connected to his network, but it's giving me a warning saying that the network in this house isn't using a private Wi-Fi address.
Oh, well,
Maybe
you might
the SSD doesn't have a, I don't know.
you might be using so that means you might not be using 192 Class C IP addresses, and it's kind of freaking out. Like, are you
should be
using
using
I
192.
have no idea.
10?
Uh,
Because it doesn't do that on mine.
Does
Let
it
me
show you
see.
the IP? It does on my phone.
yeah,
Let me see if I can-
192.168.1. That's
Yeah,
61.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, it's 255.255.2550. So it's only the 260,
Let me
256 your normal range. Routers at 1.1.
Yeah, okay.
Uh-oh.
Let me look on my phone. I'll tell you here real quick.
Oh.
All right.
Well, I mean, if it makes it more stable, that's great. But
So I'm gonna
what
go
we were
to
having an issue is that
settings. I'm gonna go to Wi-Fi.
This is why I have Android.
I'm gonna hit info, and then there's gonna be
I think there's a
private Wi-Fi. No, you had it on.
It was on fixed,
Okay.
which is the default state, and then I turned it off.
Well, let
And
me
then set
see
it
what
up.
my actual address is. Yeah, no, I have mine on fixed.
Yeah,
Off.
That's the default
Allow
state.
this device to be tracked by Wi-Fi networks and near far devices using. Yeah, mine went back to fixed, but then you would allow tracking. So basically, is what it is it's doing a private. Let me go back.
But the way I look at it, a network you shouldn't have to configure a device like Apple to work on a network. The network should be able to, work with it. So I
You
think
should be able to log in Ubiquity and something.
Something Ubiquity should allow this to work more than the device, because otherwise everybody coming to your house has to do this crazy thing.
You can change it back to fixed. The other problem that could be an issue is in Ubiquity, what I do is I set the signal strength for the 5 gigahertz, because it'll try to connect to the 5 gigahertz.
Yep.
And that is line of sight. Just think of 5G
Well,
Wi-Fi
yeah.
signal. That is line of sight. That is like, hey, if you can't see the Wi-Fi hotspot, it's going to suck and it's going to drop.
Well, that's
So-
more signal strength stuff because you could be I could not be moving the same area. It almost reminds me of when there's double natting, when there's something, something's assigning network addresses.
Yeah, because it's
something else
literally
is-
putting every app.
and,
Like,
then there's conflict.
I'm the only
and it
one in
dumps
my
it.
house that has Android. Everybody else is Apple, and every one of them go into SOS mode. If they turn the Wi-Fi off, they come back fine.
Now, do you have allow cellular support? Because that sucks. And that's if you're in a bad cellular connection.
Is that something in? I don't know what that is.
That's in the iPhone too. Like you can say, "Hey, use cellular for backup. If your Wi-Fi is slow, I'm going to start using cellular."
Yeah,
too.
but again, still, if you walk into a house that has Wi-Fi,
yeah,
you can't have everybody walking in their house with iPhones go through a step. So to me, it looks like there's there has to be a setting in the Ubiquity that has to be
Yeah,
set
because it's
up.
like not signal strength because I have like 4
can be
APs
standing
throughout
right
my
underneath the
house.
access
Everywhere you go is perfect strength.
I have 2, and I only have a 1800. And for the 5G, I'll drop out. It doesn't
With the
take.
2?
It doesn't take. Now I have the AC Pro 6 or whatever. I don't have the 7s. You might have the higher.
I do have the 7s.
Yeah.
but-
So, and the higher the frequency, the higher the speed, the less distance that stuff goes. Because it's like you could.
So ideally, you want to set up 2 networks, one with 2.4, one with 5.
Oh yes,
Well,
for
yeah.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
'cause
now
this
they can
doesn't-
be
it's
the
not
same.
set
They
up
can
that
be
way
the
for
same.
sure.
You can have it be the same. I have mine set the same SSID. Here, let me just show you. Let's just do that. Let's just do a little. Can I even do screen share on here?
Because he's
anymore?
access point right there. Well,
Hit the
Yeah,
plus
we're right
down the
next to
bottom.
it.
Share screen. Okay. Share screen. All right. Select a window. What? Select a
Cellular
window.
off just for a second. Try to turn cellular off. I still should lose signal.
I don't know what just happened. I hit share screen. Do not share is the easiest.
You can pick a window once you.
Share screen. Okay. StreamYard.com. Select. Okay. Terminal. Google. There we go. All right. Allow. The browser cannot access the screen. Try capturing a different screen. I'm using the Firefox because my.
Yeah, so you don't have the permissions.
Oh,
so-
you know what I can do? I think I can join. I can join in the.
Well, this thing just got recently put in that long, so I would kind of think like.
Yeah, you don't have to put any crazy time in.
Yeah,
I was just curious if you knew anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's either yeah, I would go back. I have the fixed address also on mine because it used to rotate, I guess. But
Yeah. I'm
that's
assuming
just-
there has to be some setting that's blocked.
And you guys all know DMV Video. So I was having the same issue with the DMV Video Pro. Okay, and maybe you guys this might help a little. So when I set up the move right behind us, we have the DMV Video movie poster thing. I turned it on for the first time. I got the the little flash, longer screen. I entered the 10.0. I got onto the little thing they broadcast, the hotspot, the little,
SSID, yeah.
yeah, their broadcast. So I got on that. Then I went to 10.0.0.1, got there, and then great, it worked fine on that. So I go to enter the password, and it sees Mr. Long's SSID for his home network, and then I can enter the password. As soon as I enter the password for the house's network, then it went away, and I got this. You have to log in and password to get into the unit again. So I said, well, okay, I'm assuming did it switch automatically over to? Is that now on his network? So I'd have to go back and go to my phone and switch to his network, and then snoop out and find the IP address that got assigned. But what happened is I thought it was just going to automatically get assigned a IP address and it would work. And so now it's just stuck still on the login screen. It should have got assigned an IP address and then turned off.
Yeah. Okay. So
So now I don't know how I can't get back. I cannot get back into the original setup screen without I guess I gotta reset it.
Yeah, you'll have to probably. I don't know the device, but you shouldn't be going to if your Wi-Fi. Okay,
I'm
any
talking about the
device.
DMB Video Pro, like it you know, the video I hooked it up.
Yeah.
I saw that it was broadcasting its little hotspot address,
Mhm.
whatever it's called. It says DMB Video Pro. You've seen it, and then you connect to that SSID of the little
Mhm.
thing it's broadcasting. Then you go to 10.0.0.1, and that gets you into the back end, your
That
setup
gets you,
page.
yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
your yeah.
So in there, it's okay. Let's set up our Wi-Fi for your home. To now connect to your host Wi-Fi. So and then it found available. It says available network, so you can search the
Okay.
available network. I selected his network, and then I entered the password. As soon as I hit connect, then it just went away. The app went away, and then the TV's just still stuck on that login page. Nothing happened. So I didn't think, oh, maybe it went to the. It's connected down to his network. It got assigned an IP address. So then I went onto his network and snooped it out. And took Fing to see if I could find it. It's not there. And now I can't get back into the back end, so I have no idea.
Yeah, that's.
I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on.
Hold
But
on.
that's something still too. Also, I think that has something to do with this Ubiquiti needing to be set up because they're still working on it. They're still getting it fully set
Yeah.
up. So I think there's a setting that's affecting these phones and affecting that video board.
So
my
on
guess.
if they haven't finished setting it up and they've just plugged it
I
in,
think there's something there that they're not.
because here's the problem, especially when it comes to Wi-Fi. You normally all your AV devices, number one, basic networking, you just set up like a DHCP range. So anytime you plug something in, it'll automatically grab
Yeah,
an
it's
IP
gonna
address in a range.
Pop from 2 to 253.
But you don't do that. That's whatever most people think. You go.
Well, the DHCP range is from 2 to 253. It's inside. One is your router.
That's the default range. So
Right.
normally someone that's done it for longer, they'll go from 2 to like 100 or 150, right? And that'll be your, hey, any random device that wants an IP, we're going to hand it out. And then that'll be your auto assigned. Then anything above, like for me, anything above 200, I'll statically assign all my devices. Okay, so like
you could go into the DHC reservation table.
Yeah.
What we
and you exclude that, right?
Yeah.
And then you set up your Wi-Fi pucks. Now the thing about that is you don't want those to be like in mesh mode. That a lot of people think, oh, you want that. You don't want mesh mode. You want that to be each one is its own device that's basically relaying your Dream Machine Pro. But you can't just willy-nilly throw those up. Each one of them has to be on its own channel. You don't want them to overlap.
Yeah, you can put on 5 and 7 and 9 or whatever it is.
Yeah, you don't. And then you set up your SSIDs. You can set up separate 2.4 gigs. You can set up separate 5 if you want. I don't have that, but what I do is I do a signal strength. Hey, if my 5G goes below, like 74 dB signal strength, and I did that by measuring the speed. I'll say, okay, what speed do I get at, negative 78? Oh, okay, yeah, that's slower than 2.4 gigahertz. So I might as well be on, 2.4, which is, 200 megs a second. So then I just basically say, hey, if I drop below this amount of decibel level on my signal strength, it automatically switches to the 2.4 gigahertz signal, and it'll just do that. But I've never gone in SSS mode. That's a weird.
It's definitely weird.
Yeah. That's. I'm like, that means by default, and this is just an iPhone, as much as they by default have a, hey, use cellular as backup, I turn that off when I'm on Wi-Fi, because if it doesn't or if something isn't up or working, it'll switch to cellular. But you shouldn't go to SOS mode because
Yeah, that's why I think it's something that's blocked. 'Cause it's not kicking it to cellular at all. It's just putting it in SS.
mode means you have no
Wait,
cellular.
You
It
have
won't.
right.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
So that's
So literally, she can
even
literally
weird.
disable the Wi-Fi. Cellular works fine.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
weird.
we're
That to
super weird.
me sounds like some weird
I'm gonna check out, guys.
cellular. Oh, later.
Check it
Chuck.
out.
Chuck,
Have a good
thank
one.
you, thank you for
See
joining,
ya.
Chuck. Appreciate you, man. Maybe I'll
Yeah,
see you
no problem.
tomorrow.
Thank you guys for your advice too.
No
I'll see
problem.
you.
Take
All right.
care.
Chuck might be coming to the neighborhood tomorrow, so we'll see.
Ah, there you go.
I'll
Showing
send you
some,
that
showing
address,
some
too.
3D, man. Showing some
I will
3D.
show him some 3D.
You convert, just convert them.
Yeah.
I'll see you
We
guys.
need 2 more. No, 2 more users. 2 more 3D users.
See you, Chuck.
Yeah.
I'll see
But
you.
there's on the cellular on the iPhone there is a use cellular network as backup, and that could be causing some sort of weird conflict. But that because the SOS mode that doesn't even sound like a Wi-Fi thing. It's like, why would it go to SOS
I
mode?
don't know. I have no idea.
That's weird. Like,
It was
It just
weird.
blocks it because it blocks text messages,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, like I tried to.
Anybody in the
phone
chat have
doesn't work.
Ubiquity? And anybody in the chat have Ubiquity having this issue?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Sound off in the chat if you guys have it, or leave a comment on the video. That way they can go back and check to see if,
man,
if
most
you
people
guys
that
have had
have
this
Jeffrey
problem.
knows
Ubiquity
Ubiquity
pay
inside
someone
and
to
out.
do their
Yeah.
Ubiquity. I'm like the one now. If it is a
It's crazy. I can't even.
I'll tell you a group or a person
that's the
or a
browser.
company
Hit
that
advanced.
is really good at
Yeah, see, that
Ubiquity,
should
and that's
neither. I should be able to go straight to it.
Crosstalk Solutions, and they're on YouTube. Like Crosstalk Solutions is one of the best, if not the best, Unify Ubiquity channel, and he also has a company, Crosstalk Solutions, and you can definitely, if you think it's something to do with Ubiquity, that guy, he's a master at doing networking and setup and all that stuff, and he does all of it, like your Unify Protect, the access, the phone, and the networking. So he does
Okay.
all of it. It's Crosstalk Solutions. So, and that's a good guy. So,
I'll have to check that out then.
but
So I'm
yeah.
just going through some comments here to make sure that we didn't miss any questions from anyone here. Looks like we answered all the questions. Definitely appreciate everyone joining us for this evening. Abe, give us that money shot, man. Show us that screen wall one more time before
All
we
right,
log
sure,
off here.
sure. Yeah, the ladder. So you
Plugged
open it up.
in, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you back camera. Oh, hold on. Yeah, almost there. Back. I gotta take it out of the little.
That's the back camera. Oh, okay.
There we go.
Yeah, that is cool.
Barco 141-inch video wall.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that is amazing. Oh man, how do you get it to where he's?
Solo layout. I got you.
I was trying to get us to where we're off to the side.
Oh, okay. I don't know
wait,
what button I
where's
use
the-
for that.
It's remote for the. Oh no. Oh. Yeah, the video got paused.
Man, that thing is gorgeous. Thank you guys for sharing that with us tonight.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, that is cool as all get out, man. Yeah, that is the envy of you don't have any problems with brightness.
No. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we've been
guys,
great.
make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to all the channels. If you would like to be a guest on the show, you don't need a video wall to be a guest on the show, but hey, what the heck? If you got one, show us, right? So Home Theater Hub Live at gmail.com. We definitely appreciate everyone for joining us. Make sure you contact Abe at 3D Squared for any home theater design needs or equipment or anything like that. Abe is a dealer of multiple brands. So yeah, definitely check them out. Check out their website. Guys, really appreciate you guys joining us. If you just hang on for a second, we're going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Yep. Later. Cheers.
See ya.